As the years passed, I became more and more influential. My influence was spreading all across the land. However, something would happen. Extermination Day. The angels would come back, and they weren't too happy. It seems like down here it got a little bit too overpopulated, and they were gonna crunch the numbers a bit. As I was sitting down with my friends, or my underlings, who just pretend to be my friends because of the power I have over them, suddenly the TV would come on. It was Adam as he looked at the camera and walked towards it. Other angels were near him as they all walked towards it, and he began to laugh. So, I decided that I'm going to, take care of your overpopulation. You see, since in heaven we're all such great people, we wanted to fix your problem for you. But there's only one way to solve that, by getting rid of some of you, you know? So
Anyway, if some of you are, some attractive mamas and you survive, hit me up. Peace out. As it would just turn off, as I would look and say, man, that's the first man on earth? I thought he would be more righteous than that. Suddenly, a countdown would appear on town square. It was 1 year, and the angels would come down to exterminate. However, I was not scared. Little did I know that you needed an angelic weapon to inflict any kind of damage on an angel. So, I got ready, and I decided to train and become stronger and stronger as I trained with my flames. Me and my group got ready. So did Camilla Carmine's group, except for her. It seems like she knew something the rest of us didn't know. As eventually Extermination Day was about to happen, I felt ready. One day before Extermination Day, there would be a knock at the door. As I would open it up, Camilla Carmine would say, "Don't do this. You cannot beat an angel." As I looked at her and said, "What do you mean?" The only way to beat an angel is with an angelic weapon. And even if you take one out, the rest will target you. There's nothing you can do. You can't win. As I would look at her and say, "Listen," as she would say, "you need to show some respect. You are totally respectless." As I would sing, "I'm not the one you're talking about. I'm not the one you're looking down on. I may not have respect, but I have power and I'll show you that. These angels run away. I'm the strongest overlord today." As we would start to sing battle and she would just leave mad. I thought she was lying. Obviously she lied, so I couldn't stop the angels. If I was the one who repelled Extermination Day, I would become famous. I would be this place's hero, and everyone, and I mean everyone, would turn to me to save them. Clearly, she was just jealous. As I gathered my forces, and eventually the day came, Extermination Day. As it came, the sky was filled with angels, wings flying around. As many came towards me, I began to hit them all with fire. As they were launched far, far away, miles away, I hit another one. I thought I was getting rid of them. I thought I was making them be obliterated. As I began to laugh, it seemed like none of them were a match for me. It seemed like all they were flies to me, but suddenly they would get up. As I realized I wasn't damaging them, as I began to shake in fear, suddenly Loot walked up to me and said, "Aww, what's the matter? You're having a little hissy fit? Did you really think you could destroy us? How cute and pathetic."
If you weren't a filthy sinner, maybe I'd actually be into you. It's too bad, though. It seems like I'm gonna have to get rid of you right here or right now. You're about to be number 49. I hope to get to 100, so I better make this quick. I would look at her and say, "You really think that's all I am to you? Some quick fight? Someone you can easily dispose of like that? Some number on your scoreboard? Well, guess what? You're wrong. I am the mighty Nico, and I am stronger than you ever could realize." As suddenly I hit her with everything I had. Every inch of fire spread through the air, spread into the ground, spread everywhere. But it did nothing as she laughed. "You really think your pathetic fire would do anything to me? You're such a fool." As I thought back, Camilla Carmine was right. I fell to the floor and said, "Listen, I know where there's some safe houses. I can get you more demons. I can shh. Loot simply shushed me and looked into my face and said, "Don't worry. We'll spare you because, let's be honest. There's something special about you." As I stood up and said, "Really?" "Nope, you're just like the others." As Loot would then stab me through the chest and begin to stab me in many different pressure points. As I fell to the floor and passed out, Later on, I would wake up in a strange room I didn't recognize, as suddenly a TV would turn on. At least I thought it was a TV, but it had legs. This was some sort of demon. As he looked at me, it was Vox. Well, I'm new to this place, but I figured that you and I could become friends. You see, I wanted to test out some new technology to see if I could save myself and my colleagues from an attack like that, and I could. However, some of your body parts were gone permanently because of the angelic magic, so the only way for you to survive is if you stay in that suit. I got up. The suit was clanky and hard to move in. As I looked at him, Vox would then laugh and say, "Oh, by the way, since I saved your life, I figured you could be a part of my collection, a part of my colleagues." I looked at him and said, "No, I am an overlord, but suddenly I would feel shocks go down my spine as I fell to the floor as he shocked the suit. Vox would laugh and say, Oh, how cute. Do you really think you had a choice? You're now my servant of chaos, my weapon of destruction. You are my weapon that I will use to just control this place. But I should probably make you get some practice real quick." As suddenly Vox would hit a button, as the floor would open up, but I would fall through it. As I got up, though, I would see imps surround me. As I would look up at the imps, they would look down at me. As I started to pick up baseball bats and swords and other weapons like that, I looked at them and said, "You really want to challenge me? The mighty Nico." As then they started to fight me, I started to lose my ground a bit, as I couldn't really compete with them because I didn't get used to the suit. But as they beat me up more and more, I began to get more and more frustrated. Vox began to laugh and said, "Wow, you can't even beat imps? How pathetic. I guess this project was a giant waste of time." I looked at Vox and said, "I am more powerful than you can believe. This is not some waste of time." As suddenly the ground began to shake and fire began to erupt as I melted them, turning their bones into liquid. As I walked up to Vox, I began to summon fire, but then he hit a button, shocking me till I passed out. As Vox laughed, "Well done. It seems he still needs a while to get used to the suit, but after that, he'll be a valuable tool for controlling the streets." As I woke up, Vox was there, and he would help coach me. As I started to learn to walk and use my suit, a couple weeks would pass, and I'd be able to fight again. I wasn't as powerful as I was before the injury, however, I was still a strong overlord. And if I managed to get that stupid shock collar off my suit, I could easily defeat Vox. However, Vox had me under his control, at least for now. As one day, Vox would walk up to me and say, "There's this new guy named Valentino. He's making waves. I want you to recruit him or destroy him because he's a threat to my business." I would nod. As I would go to one of his parties, I would walk in and see a weird spider dancing. I would just shrug as I walked past all of them, as then I walked straight to Valentino. Valentino would stand up and say, "Oh, hey, are you here for some fun?" I would say, "Ew, I would never have that type of fun with you. I'm asking if you want to join Vox, my master. If not, destruction is the only way forward." As I would start to summon fire, Valentino would get up at me and begin to laugh and say, "You know what?" As he began to smirk, I got ready to fight, as I thought he was going to attack me, but then he said, "Sure, I'll join him." "What, really?" As then I would begin to laugh. "It seems you were scared by my power." Valentino simply looked at me and said, "No, I just thought you were cute. I was wondering if I could have a special type of fun with you." I would say, "Gross." "We'll see what Vox says. He is your master after all." I said, "Not master like that. Ugh." As Valentino began to walk to Vox, Vox and Valentino decided to make a new organization, the V's, the double V's, since we don't have Violet yet. As Valentino and Vox ruled this place together, I was stuck as their pawn, their puppet, but I had a plan to gain my freedom, and a plan to rebel. However, I had to buy my time, make it seem like I'm loyal. After all, this had to go perfectly. If not, my fate could be even worse. But if things went right, just right, guess who would be pulling all the strings? I'll tell you what, I know for a fact it won't be Vox and Valentino. I'll make them pay for what they did to me. and I will make sure that I'm more powerful than any overlord has ever been before. And that is gonna leave things off. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I enjoyed making it. I'm really enjoying this series. Let me know what you think of Hazbin Hotel, and let me know how do you think Season 2 will play out. And most importantly, how do you think this series will play out? Love you all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please share with all your friends. You all mean the world to me. I truly mean that. Peace out.